Are we on?
Yes.
Good afternoon and welcome to lunch at the Roundtable here at Counseling Solutions. And today I'm with our first class, Boucher, who's also into vitamins and holistic practices as far as taking care of the overall well-being of the human body and mind. So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce our first class, Boucher, and we can go from there. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You can call me Duke.
Duke?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Duke. Good stuff. And I'm Miss Lynette. So, how did you get into the practice of using vitamins for health purposes other than just what we know as far as multivitamins?
I know a lot of people who suffer from a lot of ailments. I had a sister who passed away from leukemia, and I started just doing research on there has to be alternatives because there's knowledge that chemotherapy is only a 3% success rate, and there's other man-made medicine that's not as effective as a lot of the organic, natural things that we have access to without having to go through a doctor. So.
Okay. And holistic practices and vitamins have really taken, the forefront for a lot of people, especially service members and prior service present company included, as far as taking care of the body. A lot of times, and we've begun to see and research has shown, too much medication, because it's all chemically induced, it's something other than the natural resources that, Mother Nature provides, has a serious impact on the body, and most of the time it's pretty negative.
Yes, it's very negative. A lot of the medicines out there, prescription meds, you'll notice there's a whole lot more side effects.
True.
You have about 30 side effects just to treat one problem. So the best way to deal with that is try to go as natural as possible. You may still have to use some of the man-made medicines with all of the chemical imbalances that it'll cause to your body, but a lot of the natural herbs that you can take will reduce a lot of those effects. So.
Okay. I think that a number one pet peeve, just listening to you, talking to you a little while ago, is sugar. We're so inundated in society with sugary drinks, sodas. I won't name any brands, but there have been videos to show us how one particular soda, caramelized soda, can be used for cleaning.
Yes, it's
so if that's used for cleaning, imagine what that does to the body. To include removing what is it, battery acid?
Yes, it's extremely unhealthy to drink sugary drinks. Even the juices that say 100% fruit juice, if you drink a cup of this, you will have one serving of fruit for the day. They may be true, but it comes with a lot of health risks because the sugar now becomes refined once you make it into a fruit juice. The best way to eat fruit juice is to eat the fruit itself.
Absolutely.
In its natural form.
Okay. You were sharing a little bit about the impact, the overall impact of sugar in particular on the body. I think the number one hit is with diabetes, and that's something across the U.S., the nation as a whole.
Yes.
Because it's indiscriminate by way of, race or gender or social economic background. Diabetes just doesn't care once it gets started.
Yes, once it gets started, diabetes, your blood pressure goes up. You start with diabetes, and then it goes into liver problems, and it can eventually lead to liver failure, which leads to death.
Yes.
So
too much sugar.
Too much sugar. You just want to be careful. There's a lot of substitutes out there. The ones that I use, the one that I use is agave. I use honey as well, but agave is my number one sugar source.
Mine too. And I'm a huge tea drinker. I have a teacup throughout the day with green tea or some form of green tea. And I've actually grown to appreciate agave far better than I do sugar. And I feel differently using agave opposed to when I use sugar. And that's even using the raw sugar. I notice there's a difference.
Yes, there is a difference. The refined sugar, the raw sugar, it's all sugar, but the refined sugar is even worse. Anything that's refined to get the white color, such as flour. A lot of people don't know that flour is unhealthy for you, but that's another subject. But the white sugar, the processed sugar, is very, very bad for you. It has no benefits, no health benefits for you at all. It's strictly for taste.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And we become, I don't want to say addicted to sugar, but in a way we do become addicted to
Well,
sugar.
studies show that sugar is actually extremely addictive. Hence why every day 99% of the population has a sweet tooth, and the urge is very strong. When you get a sweet tooth, what do? You go look for something sweet. You gotta have it
to satisfy it.
Exactly. So,
and I think that would play into. I remember when I was in uniform, I would see people who drank Dr. Pepper and Coke like water. I would see more of that than I did actual water. So it's the sugar intake, really, that they're feeding.
And if you watch those people, usually those are the more stressed out people. You watch the people who drink a lot of the those drinks, those energy drinks, and even you'll see an energy drink on one side, and you'll see coffee on another side. Yeah. And those people, they're jittery all day. They're trying to find a balance. Mm-hmm. So if you watch them, you can tell something is going on with them. They're jittery. They're the ones who has to go out to get fresh air. They're the ones who's more jumpy towards anything. If anything happens, they're the first to jump. They're very jumpy compared to the people who just take their B vitamins, take their natural herbs, whatever. Mm-hmm. The non-energy drinkers just have a different aura about them. So
absolutely, because the human body wasn't designed in its divine, manifestation to process all of these chemicals and things that we've grown to ingest as a society. I mean, on a global scale, there's so much that we're putting into our bodies that really doesn't belong there, wasn't intended to be there. And so that's why we have so many health issues, I would think, because of the side effects, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes, the side effects, we talked about the kidneys, weight gain. Mm-hmm. Sugar literally turns into fat. The body stores it as fat. There's nothing else the body can do with the sugar. Mm-hmm. So it stores it as fat. And of course, a lot of people gain weight because of it. If someone drinks a lot of soda, let's say someone drinks 2 to 3 sodas a day, they stop drinking soda for a month, they may find themselves losing a lot of weight really fast versus the people who continue to drink soda.
Sure.
So that's, there's some easy lifestyle changes people can make to have a dramatic effect on their health. A lot of people, when they think, oh, I can't just stop drinking soda. Well, if you can't stop drinking it, reduce the amount. And if you have a taste, if you feel like you really want to taste that soda, take a sip, take a gulp, and then finish it up with water. So, and as you go on, you'll get used to it. At one point in life, I used to think to myself, I cannot just drink nothing but water, but now that's all I drink, water, and that's all I actually want. Of course, I have coffee in the morning sometimes, but coffee is not bad for you as long as you drink it in
moderation.
In moderation, and of course, no sugar in the coffee. I put a little bit of agave in it, and some creamer, and call it a day.
Again, because the body wasn't designed. I think another thing to introduce here is, when we come into the world, we don't know flavors. We have to be introduced to things. We give, starting as children, we give children something sweet as a treat rather than giving them a piece of fruit. Sometimes it's candy. I mean, we just had Halloween, and what do? Hand out candy.
Yes.
That's a big thing. I know, your main purpose for being here with us today is to really discuss the overall health benefits of vitamins. So can we go ahead and get into that, and you can share that with us?
Yes, we're just going to go over a few vitamins. We have chlorophyll, we have chlorella, we have spirulina, and we have niacin, vitamin B3.
Okay.
Last but not least, we have olive leaf extract.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about each of those.
Okay, so chlorophyll. The reason I started taking chlorophyll because I'm deficient in my glucose, G6PD.
Okay.
And that's basically my body does not generate as much red blood cells as the normal body. And also my body also destructs the red blood cells. So a lot of times I find myself tired or cold because, of course, my blood isn't as rich as it should be.
Like anemia?
Yes, it's one step from being anemic. So chlorophyll has the same makeup as blood, but instead of iron in the center of that molecule, we have magnesium.
Okay.
Everything else is essentially the same. And chlorophyll could be found in any green plants out there. It's basically what gives everything life. So some of the benefits in chlorophyll, as you can see right here, is high in amino acids. It regulates calcium, helps break down addiction. It alkalizes the body, which is, you want to balance yourself. You don't want a body that's extremely acidic, which sugar and sodas and alcoholic beverages, those are extremely acidic. But we can talk about that later or another time.
Real quick, you talked about alkaline. I was just introduced to alkaline water, I think a year ago. Could you elaborate a little bit on alkaline and the benefit of the body?
Okay, so the body, a person whose body is balanced more towards the alkaline side of the scale, you'll find that you either never get sick or hardly get sick. The body can self-heal when it's in its alkaline form. Also, a body that does not get enough alkaline, that's more acidic, the body starts to draw the alkaline from your bones. So a lot of people with osteoporosis or with weak bones, it's very important that they alkalize themselves, because if you don't, you'll find yourself getting injured a lot easier. Your bones may be prone to break a lot easier, because your body is gonna bruises, everything. The body is gonna get that alkaline somehow, some way, and it's gonna pull it from your bones. So easy thing is, if you alkalize your body, you'll hardly get sick or never get sick. If you're acidic and you eat a lot of unhealthy things, including meats are also acidic. But I eat meat. I know how to regulate. So as long as you balance, it. I don't eat red meats. I don't eat pork or beef, but I do eat. So I eat chicken and I eat fish.
Yeah.
So I don't eat. I eat it in moderation. I don't eat high amounts of meat in my diet. So moving on, it's anti-inflammatory. It has wound healing properties. So of course, you have a wound, you want it to heal. You want to have chlorophyll, take those supplements. And you can take the chlorophyll either in liquid form or in capsule form.
Okay.
It fights infections, protection from cancer, helps skin disorders. It oxygenates the blood and cleanses the blood. It's detoxifying. Everything that I'm mentioning today is detoxifying.
Excellent.
You want to detoxify the body. The body, everyone walks around with toxins in their body. The air you breathe every time you take a breath, you're putting toxins in your body. Every time you eat, it becomes a toxin. Once the body processes whatever you've eaten, it becomes a toxin. So anything you put in your body, it eventually becomes a toxin. So you want to get that stuff out your body. You don't want it to sit there and just linger in there. It's rich in enzymes. A lot of people don't talk about enzymes, but enzymes is something that keeps people young. It keeps you youthful. And as you age, your body basically does not produce as many enzymes anymore. So that's what causes a lot of sagging in the skin, a lot of the wrinkles and the fine lines that people often go to the either
plastic surgeon.
Yes, the estheticians, I believe that's what you call them, dermatologists. I mean, if you take in enzymes, I also take enzymes as well, but we're not going to talk about that today. But if you find yourself taking a lot of this stuff, you'll find you don't need to go to try to talk to an esthetician to try to look young. You'll naturally look young because these things, they what's the word I'm looking for?
Sounds like you wanted to purge a lot of the impurities that you have in your body.
Yes, and it rejuvenates your cells. So it keeps your cells from breaking down.
As rapidly.
Yes, so we're going to move on to chlorella.
Okay.
Heavy metals, a lot of people, especially pregnant women, you don't want heavy metals in your body, especially lead. But the most dangerous metal out there is mercury. So pregnant women, they stay away from eating seafood, fish, or whatever. Chlorella, one of the main benefits of chlorella is it removes all of the metals out of your body. So it's also a detoxifier, but for heavy metals.
Okay.
So
how would a person know that their bodies have become inundated with too much, metals in their system? What would be one of the symptoms that would give it away?
you start to have mental health issues. That's the main thing. You start to either you're hearing things or whatever the case may be. There's many possibilities of many signs. I can't really pinpoint exactly at what point. Only you would know. You know yourself. So if you find yourself, being more paranoid or having different thoughts, then maybe you need to slow down on, some of the things that may bring heavy metals to your body, mostly fish.
Okay.
Also, chlorella, it detoxifies radiation and chemotherapy. So someone who, has cancer and they, want to go through the chemotherapy route, you can still take some of these supplements to kind of reduce the negative effects of them.
Okay.
Supports your immune system, promotes weight loss, it makes you look younger. The reason why chlorella makes you look younger is, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's something with the skin, to keep the skin elastic.
The collagen in your
Collagen, yes. It helps the production of collagen. That's another thing that breaks down as you age. The collagen production reduces dramatically. So taking chlorella is like taking collagen. Also, it fights cancer and lowers blood sugar and cholesterol.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome.
We're gonna move on to spirulina. Okay, spirulina and chlorella, you can literally survive on those two alone. You wouldn't need to eat. Of course, you would still need water. But these are the two natural sources that you can literally survive on.
Okay.
Because they're rich in nutrients and minerals. And basically they're vitamins, just condensed vitamins that you put in your body. Spirulina, I take spirulina because it's a natural source of energy.
Okay.
So, and it also can help remove metals from your body. It does some of the same things that chlorophyll and chlorella does. It's full of vitamins and minerals, great for cell regeneration. So pregnant women really want to take spirulina. The reason why is because cell regeneration. Cells can regenerate rapidly. So pregnant women, they have an embryo, they have a baby growing inside of them. Mm-hmm. So their body's constantly regenerating. Yes, so pregnant women can benefit greatly by taking spirulina every day.
Would you recommend this to like students who are studying? I know for myself, you've got to have, she's in school too, as far as energy and focus. Because I heard you talk about energy, but what about focus? Sometimes we have a tough time trying to focus in material because you got to drive.
With energy comes focus, but you also have to focus on proper hydration. Mm-hmm. And when I say proper hydration, water only. Mm-hmm. Natural spring water. Mm-hmm. Stay away from distilled water, stay away from purified water. The reason why is because purified water and distilled water has no minerals in them and they've been processed. Once you put it into your body, you're putting a large amount of volume in your body that has absolutely nothing to provide you except for hydration. So what it's going to do is going to start to pull the minerals and the vitamins from your body because it needs to balance out, because now it's in your body. Everything needs to get balanced once it enters your body. So it's going to rob your body of all the nutrients that you already have in there. Mm-hmm. So you want to drink natural spring water. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's easily digestible. It's a superfood. Antifungal, anti-aging, fights cancer, antibacterial. As you can see, a lot of these have the same benefits. Mm-hmm.
They overlap.
They do overlap, but they're also for different things. So it's good to keep all of these in your regimen when you're taking your daily vitamins every day. Okay, niacin. Before I go into niacin, you want to limit your daily intake of this to 50 milligrams a day. You don't want to take too much. Taking too much niacin can shut down the liver, but taking too much niacin can also cure cancer. So you have to choose
Finding that
which
balance,
side.
yes.
You want to choose which side of the equation you want to get in. You want to take that risk of getting rid of that cancer,
or having damage to you,
or damaging your liver. But you will have to take a lot. I'd say over 6 grams. So that's 6,000 milligrams. So from 50 milligrams to 6,000 milligrams, that's a big jump.
Sure.
So the daily recommended intake of niacin is, I would say, it's 50 milligrams.
Okay.
And some of the effects of niacin is it improves cholesterol. The reason why is because it thins your blood and it opens all your arteries, and your blood flows through your body, which is why you feel that flushing effect, which is you feel heat all over your skin. That's because your blood is rushing through, cleaning all the plaques out of your arteries and whatnot. Which brings me to number 2. It lowers your cardiovascular disease risk. It helps to treat diabetes, maintain skin health, aids in proper brain function. So that's also a good thing for what we were just talking about. Studying. It helps with joint and mobility, and helps treat arthritis. And can also prevent impotence, which is erectile dysfunction. The reason why is because it has to do with the blood. And of course, erections are blood going through your arteries and veins. So that's it for niacin. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I think it's very, very good. It's very good for me. It helps me a lot. I'm sure my wife can attest to that.
Okay.
So olive leaf extract. I love olive leaf extract.
Okay.
If I had to pick one of all of these, it would be olive leaf extract. The reason why is because olive leaf extract is a natural antibacterial. It's a natural cancer fighter. It cures a lot of things that a lot of people may not know about. A lot of people, they would catch an infection, get an infection, and go see a doctor to get an antibacterial medicine. The thing about antibacterial is the more you take it, the stronger it comes back. So if you kill, let's say you had an infection and you killed it with antibacterial prescription medicine, it's gonna know what killed it last time. It's gonna basically your body is gonna it's gonna grow an immunity to it, which is what the word I was looking for. It builds an immunity. So the more you take antibacterials, the more immune your body grows to it.
Which makes it harder to fight the next time it comes around. It comes
Exactly.
back stronger, bigger, and more forceful.
It cannot do that with olive leaf extract. It kills it, and you don't need to up the dose. The same dose that killed it the first time is the same dose that could kill it 20 times later.
Okay.
Some of the benefits of olive leaf extract is it reduces cardiovascular risk, lowers blood pressure, helps treat type 2 diabetes. It supports weight loss. It eliminates free radicals, which is also free radicals causes it accelerates aging. That's that's the stuff in your body that causes oxidation, causes the breakdown of the cells and all of the nutrients in your body. It boosts up immunity. It fights herpes. Like I said, olive leaf extract is very strong. There's 3 things that is known to cure almost anything. When it comes to viruses or bacteria, that's olive leaf extract. That's oil of oregano, pure oil of oregano, not the watered down ones that you can buy here in the U.S. You actually have to buy yours from, if you want the purest of the pure, you want to buy it straight from Italy, straight from the source.
That makes sense.
And also colloidal silver.
Okay.
So those 3 things, if you have those, I think everyone should keep that in their medicine cabinet. My daughter, she got sick about a year ago, really sick. Her fever was high, and I got some olive leaf extract capsules, mixed it in a drink for her, drank it. 6 hours later, she was completely healthy, not sick anymore. So
Okay.
it works. It prevents cancer, reduces inflammation, um, protects digestive health, protects the nervous system, the central nervous system. It inhibits microorganism growth, which is, of course, bacteria in the body. Everyone's walking around with parasites. They said the average person have about 5 pounds of parasites in
I
them.
believe it.
So if you want to get that stuff out of your body, everything that I mentioned, you want to start including that in your daily regimen.
Which would be the olive.
The olive leaf extract, the chlorophyll, the chlorella, the spirulina, and the niacin. That's also a detoxifier. So include all of that in your regimen every day, and you'll find that you don't have to go to the doctor as much as you used to. And I've known people who's been on medications for a long time, and I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not licensed, so I just tell them what I do or what I would do. The ones who take my advice come back and say, "Wow, this thing works better than the prescription meds, and it has none of the side effects."
Absolutely.
Like, I've been off my meds for months, and I'm doing better now than I was when I was taking it daily. So I know some of this stuff works, but I don't claim to be licensed in any of this. This is just stuff that I do for myself and for my family. The research is out there, so
It definitely is, as far as the overall health and trying to move away, as we said before, from a lot of the toxins. That doesn't suggest that people just stop taking medication altogether, because we do know there are some medications that the body does need because of prolonged abuse of some sort by way of food intake or environmental, whatever the case may be. We know we do still have to take care of our bodies medically, but this is just an alternative and an offset that has, I would say, a much better residual return to the body, because it's all natural and plant-based,
Yes,
opposed to being chemically based.
you can take it long term. A lot of the prescription medicines, you could take it for a certain amount of time, then you have to wean off of it because your body grows a resistance to it. With this, your body doesn't. With any of these, the body never grows a resistance. It's natural to the body. It's natural to the earth. It's just, these are natural, organic things that you put in your body every day without any of the side effects. So
That's all you have for us today, because you have so much knowledge. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, we just go on forever.
yeah, so yeah, I have a lot, but I still like to read, and I'm still educating myself on a lot of this stuff. I find something new every day, and I do make sure I read every day on a lot of this stuff. Some of these things I read over and over. I want to see that actual scientific studies have been done on them. So everything that I spoke about today, there has been scientific studies to show that these benefits have been proven. So, and there's more research to be had. There's some other things that I use. I'm not going to talk about them today because I don't have too much knowledge on that stuff, but I'm still reading up on it.
Well, I think that's a great place for us to go ahead and say thank you. And hopefully you'll come back with us. I'm a person, I love research myself. And the empirical evidence to support what it is we're talking about here today. So we would be more than happy to have you come back. And next time, bring the math with you, and we can elaborate a little bit more on it when you have more time and you share more information. Because this is good stuff, and people need to know there are alternatives out there besides just everything that's chemically based.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right. This is not my fan. I can tell y'all now, they don't have to edit. And